Um, this morning started off with a particularly unpleasant headache, but God gives thanks. It seems as though it is going away entirely. So I'm excited about that, and it has not affected my ability to facilitate today's class. And I say facilitate because we're not going to be going through a lot of scripture today. I think it's the new first class of the new year, and we need to start off on a less work kind of mentality. At least that is my understanding as a teacher. If only my teachers in the past had shared that mentality. So in today's class, we're going to be doing three things. The first one is somewhat of a reflection on what we have done thus far. The second one is going to be a resolution-based activity. I know we're starting January, and as Brother Grennell preached, as much as you have to be careful about your resolutions in regards to what you're establishing future-wise, there's nothing wrong with making resolutions, and it usually is our practice starting a new year. You know, the idea of a fresh leaf is a little more prominent then. So we have grand plans that we want to achieve for the year, and I want us to do an activity that I think will help us to ensure that we go about making these resolutions in the right manner. And then after that, we're going to do a getting to know you kind of exercise activity. I think it's a good idea, given that we have been spending a lot of time together in this class. And based on the progression of the class, we'll be spending a lot of time together for the remainder of the class. That it would be nice to do activities like this from now on again. So you will see similar activities as the year continues. So the first thing that we're going to be doing, you're going to need pen and paper for these exercises, or a phone, something to jot thoughts or your responses down. So I'm just going to, if you don't have that means now, I'm just going to ask you to get it. First activity, and I'm going to encourage as many people as possible to share in this aspect, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But at least do it on your part, I hope. So the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to choose one of these categories or topics, and I want you to share what has resonated with you thus far in this Bible class. So when we were initially starting out many moons ago, I had established some objectives re the class. And these were the objectives that were brought out. So scriptural insights, practical methods, guided introspection, interpersonal learning, and educated enjoyment. I wanted, through the process of the classes that we had, that these would be things that would come out in the lessons. We would learn from scripture. We would find practical ways of carrying out the things that we learned in scripture. We would be led to look within to identify how these things affect us personally and not just generically. That we would learn from each other and interact with each other, and that we would enjoy the process. So what I'm asking now is for feedback from individuals as to something that resonated with you, whether it was something interesting or new that was revealed in scripture as we studied, something that you learned that you can practically apply, something that has encouraged you to look internally, and that should be assess myself, not access myself. Something that you've learned from someone else's experience or somebody else's point in the process of classes, or something that you've enjoyed that in the process of the classes, something that whilst we were doing classes, you enjoyed. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to think about it, and then I'm going to ask individuals to raise their hand and just share in what aspect it was and what exactly it was. All right, so take 2 minutes to think. You may have an answer for each category. I'm just going to ask you to choose one. Hopefully, we can get a good amount of responses before we move on to our next exercise. All right, that was 2 minutes. So I'll get the ball rolling and then just encouraging you to raise your hands and sharing what it is that resonated with you. So mine is in the category of interpersonal learning, and having taught Bible class on 2 other occasions, it's something that I've always appreciated at St. Andrew, and that is how much you learn / how much you have to go and learn when teaching Bible classes at St. Andrew. So in my preparation, in the slides that I prepare, in the scriptures that I study, I try to do it as all-encompassing as possible, trying to foresee the questions and the queries.
Like somebody? Oops, sorry.
Yes, to foresee all the possible questions that may come up. But after almost every class, there is something that I have to now go and try and look at more deeply, something that I probably have to address that I didn't take into consideration initially. And the benefits to me, as much as sometimes you're like, boy, you thought you could figure out everything, going to learn it is not just beneficial to me in regards to my own understanding, but also allows me to understand that everybody thinks differently. Everybody approaches things a different way, and there's always something that I can learn from someone else, even if they haven't studied as much as I have. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Bible class. You get an opportunity to look at the scriptures that you have looked at time and time again from so many different angles, And that's why I'm glad that the class participates as much as it does. Don't presume, even in the questions that you ask, you may feel like, boy, this is a stupid question. But a lot of the things that you bring up engages others to think of things in a way that they haven't before. So for me, that is something that really encourages me in teaching the classes. And I hope that it will continue. All right. Brother Smith, I see you unmiked, and then Brother LaCount afterwards.
Okay. I want to also look at interpersonal learning. I'm mimicking you exactly here now. I'm saying I've been taught Bible class many times as well. One thing that struck me is how big people like to play. You know, that's what comes across to me is the extent to which, like my dear wife here, would have her finger on the ready to win a few points by remembering the password. Jason and big brother tenant, adult man, you know, in the middle of the ramping, you know, to win. And by the way, I need to ask for WADA to investigate brother tenant. Last, I just believe that there's something that needs to be investigated, some performance enhancing.
I still think it's Elia giving him the answers.
So anyway, but seriously, the interactivity, that interjection of whatever, competition, play, etc. That is what bellows out to me in terms of facilitation. I don't know that, you know, as a facilitator, I could be inspired as you are in terms of coming up with these games and challenges, but it makes a huge difference, as you can see from the level of participation.
All right, thanks much, Brother Smith, for sharing. I'd advise also, Brother Smith, I don't know if you can give up your co-hosting privileges so you can get to raise your hand, because I know sometimes I miss you on the unmuting. Go ahead, Brother Jason.
Yeah, I guess I went with scriptural insight, specifically the amount of information you provided on sheep. I don't know that much about sheep, but once you start to learn something that the people of the time who were, you know, involved in sheep herding, and this was an animal that was, you know, regularly being tended to, that they understood inherently in their society, these things that you learn, it starts to become really clear why the scriptures use sheep so often as an analogy for us as people of God and how we behave. And, you know, some of the assumptions at first that like sheep were stupid creatures, but they're not. And it's just that they have certain tendencies and things that they do as part of what they are, that just, it opened up a lot of insight to why scriptures constantly refer to us as sheep in that sort of that context. And it enriches it. It makes it make more sense. And you start to be able to understand and be able to apply what these scriptures are teaching you.
Thank you very much, brother Jason. I knew nothing either. I was pleasantly surprised at how intricately the information that I found out linked with the way that it is brought out in scripture. And I mean, every time that I study the Bible, I am blown away by how fundamentally intricate the scripture is. I mean, it's amazing. I from that angle alone, I find it impossible to believe that this was a man-written book. It's amazing how God has established the word to show that this is beyond just human capability. And I hope that as we continue to study, similar insights will be provided. Anybody else before we move on? Doesn't have to be anything big. All right, even if you don't want to share, I'm hoping that something has resonated with those who are here, and we will now move on to our next activity, which is what I call sharing resolutions. So, as I had said, this particular time, New Year's, is a time of resolution. More often than not, we focus on the things that we want to achieve for the year, whether it be corrective behavior. There are things that I was doing in the past year that I don't want to do anymore. There are things. Okay, before I get into this, I see a chat from Kirk. So Kirk says, scriptural insight. It says how easy it is to walk away / be led astray, even with our own natural tendencies and responses. All right, thanks much, Kirk, for sharing. So yes, as I was saying, so at this time, our mentality is usually focused on the things that we want to achieve. And they can be spiritual, physical, educational, emotional, mental. So many things that we probably have in mind for 2021, goals that we want to bring into fruition. And the exercise that I want us to do is based on Psalm chapter 37, verse 4. And we were looking, well, verse 3 and 4. We were looking at it when we were looking at Pill of Post promises. And it is one of the passages that a lot of the times we look to as encouragement to getting from God. I'll just read it to reiterate it. It says, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And when we looked at a lot of these words, the word desire as used in this passage speaks to a request or a petition. So I want us to look at our resolutions as requests of God, rather than just considering them as things that we want to achieve through our own power. Let us look at these things as things that God will help us to bring into fruition. And I think this passage guides us in how we can align our resolutions with God to ensure that he will give them to us. And there are 3 contingencies in this passage that when we're looking at it earlier, established 3 things that we needed to do, and then God would give us the desires of our heart. So I want us to do this now as our exercise. So the first contingency was trusting in the Lord. And the word trusting there meant to hide for refuge, which literally meant to run to God for safety, for refuge. And in what I want us to do firstly is to choose one source of worry or anxiety that we are committing to leave in God's hands in 2021. So whatever it is that usually leads you to feel anxious, to feel worried, to be overly concerned, I want us to select one of those things, and we're going to commit that in 2021, I am going to put out all of my energy to leave this source of worry or anxiety in God's hand. It's not going to be something that I am concerned about. It's not something, overly concerned about. It's not going to be something that I am going to bog myself down with worry. I am going to say, God, you promised to take care of this. You are going to take care of it. We're going to try to foster the kind of trust in the Lord that is required through Scripture. I'm going to take it one step at a time. So just look for one thing. It doesn't have to be huge. And we're going to say, all right, I'm going to work on committing this to God and to not have it be something that provides me with that anxiety. The next thing is to do good. And the do good here literally speaks to doing good moral things. So helping others, being a good person, etc. And what we want to do is to choose one good thing that we plan to use our talents to achieve in 2021. So we're going to start from an area of strength. A lot of the times when we think of doing good and, sometimes we go in the areas that we are already struggling in. And that makes it even harder to achieve. So we're going to focus on what we already are strong in, or talents, the areas that we have been blessed with skill. And we're going to see how we can use those to at least achieve one good thing. And we're not limited to these things, but this is our checklist to motivate us to do more. So to write down one good thing that you want to use your talents to achieve in 2021. The next thing, delighting in the Lord. This one is a little more abstract and a little more complicated, but I still want us to see if we can figure out to choose one way that we'll strive to increase our spiritual joy. So we know the things that we are happy about physically. What do you think that you can do to increase your spiritual joy? If it means finding a way to intertwine the things that provide you physical happiness with spiritual activities, if it means associating yourself with the individuals that you find yourself more joyful around, spiritually speaking, try and figure out one way that you can strive to increase your spiritual joy. And then finally, we get to the part that is easier, the desires of our heart, which we probably have on our mind already. Choose one of the following areas. More than likely, it would fall under one of these, so it should be easy. So relationships with family, friends, work, health, entertainment, education, and share one goal that you'd like to achieve in the chosen area. And the reason I say share here is because I want it to be something that we can pray for one another. We a lot of the times we speak about the benefits of prayer and the importance of being a group, etc., but we don't put it into practice as much as we should. So rather than these goals just being things that I want to achieve on my own, why would I not access the power of prayer, of the power of the support group that I have in the church, and also the resources that I have in the church? What if my goal is to get a job in a particular field, and there are brethren here who are looking to employ individuals in that field or know of individuals looking to employ? When we share these things, we give ourselves access to the support of our brethren. So we're going to take a few minutes. By 11:50, I think we should be able to do this. If you don't complete it, that's fine. The more thought that you can give into these things, the better. But I want us to be able to at least share the desire of the heart, so that we can access the support of our brethren, as well as pray on behalf of one another. So 11 minutes to see how far we can get in this exercise, and then we will resume to share. All right, wonderful, wonderful. I trust that everyone was able to provide an answer, even if your specific favorite thing wasn't there. You could at least choose from the ones that were there. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go down the list, and I'm just going to ask you to raise your hand. If you're incapable of hand raising, then at least at that time you can say that one is your favorite, and then I will allocate the numbers to each of the categories. So you can write it beside yours if that's the one you chose. All right, favorite type of patty: beef, All right, I see. Auntie Sally, that's you saying yes?
Yes, beef, yeah.
All right, so Auntie Sally and Brother David, so 2 for beef. Let me see. Hold on, Paula, you're beef too?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 for beef. Hold on, brother Rowan, I'm guessing you are saying beef until you have tried the bacon patty. So Rowan is beef as well. So four people for beef. Let me see those hands for cheese. No, David. Oh yes, Sandra Elliott, David beef. Wow. Okay, so that's apologies. 6 people for beef. 6 people for beef. So those who have beef, you can put 6 people for beef. Let me see the hands for those for cheese. Is that just Engel? All right, so just Engel for cheese. The cheese stands alone indeed. Full house. I see Sister Elise. Let me see any other hand for Engel. How much are you on? Oh, this is a different member of the family, Engel. For full house? No. All right. So just Sister Elise for full house. Chicken. Let me see the hands for those. Sean's hand is already up for chicken. Seeing Kirk, Brother Jason, and Britannia. So that's four hands for chicken. Soy. Brother Kirk, who hand you put up for now? Oh, you're lowering it, I attempt. Nobody for soy? Not even any vegetarians, or them does not eat patties at all? Brother Smith, no patty at all? Or Aki's there. All right. Shrimp patty. Okay, thank you, Kamaria. I thought it was going to be me alone, but I appreciate the company. So 2 people for shrimp patty. Aki. All right, so I figured the vegetarians would jump on this one. So Sister Smith, Sister Tammy, and Brother Trevor. And oh, I never put vegetable. Why? All right, okay. So my apologies, Tessa. Tammy says never knows to be precise. Nobody never asked you weird. Neither you, Kirk. All right, so wherever you eat the patty is fine for you, as long as it's not Mother's, which is ironically I think the only place that has the bacon patty. So 4 people for Aki. Bacon. I guess if Kemar was in here, he would say this is an outrage. So none for bacon. So just make sure that you wrote down the amount that was in accordance with yours. And we're going to move on. Let me just let you know now that based on some of the answers for this, I may have to remove some people permanently from the Bible class. Let me see those who say stringy. All right, no hands there. Let me see the hands that said Julie. Okay, I see where the Tennant family is strong on this one. So Sandra, Elliot, David, the Julie. Stephen Grennell, of course, says Julie. Britannia, Engel, Kirk. Brother Smith, I presume your mic is open because you stand for Julie?
Not only that, but I'm kind of concerned if there are other types, really.
That's an excellent. Brother Smith, this was supposed to be just one answered category for the whole class. I am disappointed. But yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people for, hold on, Julie, but recent convert to East Indian. What that mean, Rowan? Are you Julie or are you East Indian?
Can you put me on the board, though?
But no, there's no border here, Brother Rowan. You're on one side or you're on the other. So you need to make a very deliberate choice for 2021.
East Indian, I guess.
Oh no, man. Oh no. Can we change admin, please? All right, so seven people for Julie.
No, hold on. We're on so long. I need to hear it again.
Brother Rowan?
I think Sir's been trying to incriminate me. You heard those statements, right?
I did, Brother Rowan.
Okay,
Brother,
thank you.
East Indian. So we know where to leave him. Number 11. All right, no responses there. Let me see the East Indians now.
East Indian.
Wow. Why are there so many hands? Oh, this is sad. This is sad. Okay, so we have Marlon removed from class. Brother Jason removed from class. Kim Maria. I'm so disappointed, Kim. Look how I was lauding you for shrimp.
Brother Jason just come. Give him a chance.
Okay, yes.
Exactly.
Sister get exempt because she's the password queen. So I can't remove you from the class, but I'm disappointed. Sister Paula, shake my head. Tammy, understandable. Never expect much better from Tammy, to be honest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus Brother Marlon, Brother Rowan, that's 7.
Did you have me down?
Pardon? Well, I decided not you too. Oh, them say the greatest betrayals come from family. So 8. Where's dad and mom for when we need them? Come on, no, mom definitely is Julie. All right, so that's 8. And Sister Junior East Indian from Junior family, that's 9. What is going on? All right, so 9 for East Indian. Any for Bombay? Any for Blackie? Well, I feel like I can, probably Minania Mango. Any for Harry?
Steven,
Yes,
isn't Harry and Stringy the same?
Boy, not based on the studies that I did, but
Yeah.
you might know better than I.
It's the same, man.
All right, so maybe here and string is the same. Hold on, Sister Junior here. Hold on, how many Sister Junior? Junior family, how many Sister Junior answers we're getting? Because I see East Indian and then I see Harry. So I will move her out of East Indian and put her in here, you know. All right, so we'll put her in here and take her out of East Indian. 8 for East Indian, not 9. Thank you, juniors, for giving me that opportunity. And let me see, Minania Mango, apart from Sean, who have any others? Or it's Elia? It's Sean or Elia was Minania. David, remind me? Sean, so Sean Minania Mango. Just 1 for Minania Mango. All right, moving on. Favorite fruit of the spirit. Let me see the hands for love. Brother Engel and Brother Smith. And Sister Kim. So 3 people for love. Joy. Okay, so Sister Endala is love as well. So 4 people for love, not 3. 2 people for joy, Brother David and Sister Ella, and Brother Lacount. So 3 people for joy. Peace. Sister Smith, Brother Kirk, and Sandria. So that's 3 people for peace. Oh, and Rowan, so 4 people for peace. I see somebody type in Harry Mango. I don't remember that being a fruit of the spirit. I presume that that was for earlier. Patience. I have my hand up there. Welcome as well, Brother Howard and Brother Marlon. So the 3 of us are patients. Kindness. All right, Sister Paula. Anybody else? No, just Sister.
No, I am
Oh,
kindness.
Auntie Sally. All right, so Sister Paula and Auntie Sally, the two for kindness. Goodness. All right, we don't really talk about that one there anyway. Faithfulness. Gentleness. All right, so finally, self-control. So I know Sean said self-control already. Britannia joins Sean for self-control. So that's 2 people for self-control. All right, moving on. Favorite parable. All right, so before we start this, Sister Tammy, can you just let me know what your favorite parable is? So I can see if I should be ashamed for not having included it. Right. Oh, the persistent wood. And you know, I was going to put that one. I'm sorry. Yes, that one should have been in it. Unfortunately, I overlooked it. So please forgive. Shame indeed, Sister Tammy. Shame indeed. All right. The prodigal son. All right, Maria and David. No, there's no all of the above, Britannia. So Maria, David, and Engel. So that's 3 people for the prodigal. Oh, and Sister Endala. So 4 people for the prodigal son. The talents, parable of the talents. All right, Britannia, Brother Smith, I see you, and Mike. So I presume that's you as well. So 2 people for prodigal son. I mean, for parable of the talents. Oh, and Sister Sandra for parable of the talents. So 3 people for parable of the talents. Sow on the seed. All right. Oh, 1 person. Was it Sister Paula? That was you, or? Okay, Rowan, the sower and the seed. Anybody else for sower? Oh, Paula for the sower as well. So 2 for the sower. Foolish builders, wise and foolish builders. I see Sean and Elia. Anybody else? Brother Marlon, Brother Howard. All right, so 4 people for the wise and foolish builders. Ungrateful servant, that is my favorite, and apparently just my favorite. All right, the rich fool, which was the star of today's sermon. All right, no, okay, Brother James, is 2 that you're trying to get, Brother James? Yeah, John, Sister Junior, you have to pick one, Brother James. Which one? This one or the wise and foolish builders? I see the no, Brother James, but I'm not sure which no it is for. No for this one or no for the first one? All right, so I'll wait on confirmation from Brother James on that one. The Good Samaritan. All right, so Auntie Sally and
That's
Sister,
right. Yeah.
Sister Althea and Brother LaCount. Britannia, you cannot put up your hand again. Oh, no for the last one. Oh, so you're sticking with the wise and foolish builder. Britannia, you can't put up your hand again. So 4 people for the Good Samaritan. The wedding banquet. Yeah, that persistent widow should definitely be up instead of this one. The 10 virgins, another star of today's sermon. All right, Sister. Hold on. When Alison reaching here? All right, yes, Alison. That's you're on your own on that one.
I can see that, yes.
The Pharisee and the publican. All right, nobody on that one. All right, moving on to favorite miracles of Jesus. I know that we are at 12:15. I'm begging some extra time to finish this. Anybody who has issue with that, please raise your hand and let me know if I can't get the extra time. All right, from nobody to raise them hand, including Tommy, then I know I'm good. All right, favorite miracles of Jesus. Let me see those who picked water to wine. All right, Brother Jason. Anybody else? No wine enthusiast in here? All right, so Brother Jason, you're on your own with that one. Healing the 10 lepers. All right, Sister Tammy and Kim. 2 people for that one. Oh, and Rowan, so 3 people for that. Raising Lazarus. And I never like Lazarus. Okay, Brother Kirk put up a hand in defense of Lazarus. So 1 person for raising Lazarus. Feeding the 5,000. Let me see. All right, so Engel, Sean, and Elia. So that's 3 people for feeding the 5,000. I'm sure there are more people who never want to look like Belias, but we'll go with that 3. Stilling the storm. Sister Sandria, Brother David, myself, Sister Paula, Sister Althea, Sister Britannia, Sister Allison, and Brother Smith. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Oh, and Auntie Sally. And Auntie Sally. Welcome back to the family, Auntie Sally. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at those points. For still in the storm. You're back in it, Stephen. All right, casting out the unclean spirit. Nobody? All right. Raising Jairus' daughter. Oh, I see 1 more person said feeding the 5,000. So feeding the 5,000 is now 4. So Sean, Elia, and Engele can adjust that to 4. Marlon is the only person for raising Jairus' daughter. So 1 there. Healing the lady with the issue of blood. All right, so Brother Howard and Sister Elise. So that's 2 people for the lady of the issue of blood. And healing the blind man with mud. All right, nobody know one more than them eyes. Yes, that's understandable. All right, moving on. Favorite children's Bible story. All right, come Stephen, if you can pick the one where Sean and Elia pick, you know you win. The creation story. All right, rule that one out. Oh, Allison. All right, so Allison stands alone once again. Abraham and Isaac. All right, that one is boring. Around the walls of Jericho. All right, Brother Marlon. Very funny, Kirk. So Brother Marlon, it's just you a walk around Jericho. The 10 plagues of Egypt.
But I'm David and Goliath.
Pardon? Oh, sorry. David and Goliath. I skipped that one because I know most of the hands are going to go up here. And I did not choose it.
David and Goliath.
So Sean, Sister Smith, Sister Paula, Brother Kirk, Brother Smith, and Auntie Sally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 people for David and Goliath. Big surprise. Nobody for 10 plagues of Egypt, I presume. Oh, Sister Paula. All right, so Sister Paula, 10 plagues of Egypt. Queen Esther. That is Elia's favorite. Anybody else?
Sorry, Stephen.
Let's follow.
My hand was for David and Goliath only.
Oh, so it's eight. It says 8 people for David and Goliath then. Woo, woo, that's great. So Elia, you stand on your own with Queen Esther. Daniel in the Lion's Den, that's Sister Sandria, Brother Jason, Brother Howard, and Brother Rowan. So 4 people for Daniel in the Lion's Den. The 3 Hebrew boys, that is David's favorite as well as Britannia's. Anybody else? All right, just those 2 for that. Jonah and the whale / fish. Tammy and Sister Kemaria. So 2 for that as well. And finally, Solomon and the baby, which is jointly shared between myself and Sister Endala, a woman of class, of course. So 2 for that as well. Favorite verse 1 in Psalms. This one was hard. Oh, Engel is Daniel in the Lion's Den as well. So 5 people for Daniel in the Lion's Den. This one was very hard for me to choose, but I went with the one that was my favorite when I was younger. So Psalm chapter 1, blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Nobody else? Okay, so I guess Stephen stands alone. Oh, big up yourself, Brother Rowan. Big up yourself, George is for life. So 2 people for Psalm 1. Psalm 23. Figured as much. Look there, boy. All right, so we'll have Sister Elise. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Auntie Sally 8. All right, so 8 people for Psalm 23. Sister Paula, you're Psalm 23 as well?
Yes, Stephen.
All right, 9 people for Psalm 23. Psalm 121, Sister Sandria and Sister Kemaria. So 2 people for Psalm 121. Psalm 61. So we have Elia and Sister Tammy. So that's 2 people for Psalm 61. Psalm 46. We have David. I presume the person on Brother Smith. VTE, are you Psalm 46 as well? I guess not. Okay, Sister Elise is Psalm 46 as well. So that's 3 people, Psalm 46. Psalm 37. All right, nobody. Psalm number 40. Okay, Marlon stands alone. Psalm 100. All right, Britannia stands alone as well. Psalm 190, sorry, Psalm 19. Okay, Britannia is, sorry, I missed Sean. So it's 200 for 2 people for Psalm 100. Brother Jason, I presume you're Psalm 19. All right, I'll take that as a yes. Psalm 27. Okay, oh, so that's the one for Brother. Oh, Brother Kirk is Psalm 27. That is funny, Brother Engel. That is funny. I will not facilitate any idea of Obia work in St. Thomas. All right, moving on. We soon come to a close. Oh, sorry. Worst customer service. Let me see those who say government organizations.
I do.
All right, so we'll have So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Rowan says 7. Oh, wow, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Stephen says 10, so that's 10. All right, 4. Let me see those. I'm gonna get those. We get those hands down. Those who say utilities. All right, so sister, let me see. Funny, Tommy. So Elia, Brother Howard, Sister Tammy, and Brother Smith, as well as Galaxy J7. So that's 5 people for utilities. Banks, Sanjay and David. All right, nobody else? I guess the other ones outweigh them. Fast food restaurants. Oh, Sister Elise as well. So 3 people for banks, David. Fast food restaurants, it's just Brother Jason. I mean, all of these, to be honest, have bad customer service. Oh, Sean as well for fast food. So 2 people for fast food restaurants. Fancy restaurants. Anybody for fancy restaurants? No? All right. Insurance companies. All right. So I guess government and utilities take the cake. And finally, favorite subject. Let me see those who go with math. Lad. My brother Jason and brother Rowan and brother Engel.
I'm sorry, math's my favorite.
Auntie Sally?
You know that, you know that.
Oh, I know, but I don't want to hear it. So brother Rowan, brother Jason, brother Engel. Engel, I thought you'd say English. And Auntie Sally. So 4 people for math. David, that's funny. Let me see the hands of those who say English. Let me see the hands in the air. Everybody. Okay, no. So 3 people for English. Myself, Sister Smith, and Galaxy J7. Big up on yourself. Wanna know the way. The rest of people just don't know the way. Science. Oh, wow. All right, so Marlon, well, naturally, Marlon, Brother Howard, Sister Kim, Sister Britannia. Oh, before that, public service announcement, Sister Elise is English as well. So all y'all English folk, move it up to 4. And so 1, 2, 3, 4 for science. For business, we have Sister Sandra.
So how are we just going to slide past social science?
Oh, sorry. Social science.
I see why.
No, man. Brother Smith is there with you. So Brother Smith and Allison. Oh, David. David, you're the person who said none in us. I don't know how you're talking about. How could I? I want to disown them yourself. Oh, Kirk said psychology as well. So 3 people for social science. Business, well, Sister Sandria. Anybody else for business? Guess nobody know business about business. I'm going to throw, David said none, but there's no none up there. So I'm going to throw David in business as well, seeing as he teaches economics. So 2 people for business. IT. Oh, 3 people for business, sorry. So 3 people for business. IT. I say Sean for IT. Nobody else? Where's Alan when you need him? History is in. See history. Oh, I skip history. History. Sorry, Tommy. Sorry. History. Okay, so it's Tommy alone put up her answer. I don't feel so bad. So Tommy, one for history. I agree, David, but seeing as you never pick one is your fault. Art. Oh, IT. But you see, you don't have me a jump all over the place. So IT for Sean. Art. Too late, David. I don't choose you. Anybody else for art apart from Elia? Boy, Elia, them uncultured. Engineering. Nobody for engineering. No, Brandon there. PE. All right,
Can I get 2? I will take PE as well.
Osh brother's been too late. All right. Just going to take 2 more minutes. I'm just going to add you 2. Hold on. Paula, which one are you for?
I'm working, none of them, but I'm working with PE.
You're working with PE, so one for PE. Brother, I want to take chemistry or do the sciences. I agree with you, Brother Howard. You can take out physics too. Tommy, you take chemistry out of the world with a problem. But I like the spirit. David, like you, I would have chosen none. All right, so I'm going to ask you in 2 minutes to just add up your points. Add up the points that you have. Because we need to decide who the winners are. All the maths people, you shouldn't make no mistake here. All the English people, use your calculator. Everybody did know say Kim have problems, but I guess that's the only reason why she named Kim.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello, Sister Paula.
How much was it for government, please?
10 people for government.
Thank you.
Or in this case, I should say against government. All right, so here how we're going to do it. I'm going to give you a range of points. And if you're in the range, you're just going to raise your hand and tell me how much points you got in that range. All right, and we're going to keep going until we find out, well, we're going to know who the least is from the beginning, so we can big up the most uniquest. Yes, that's a made up word. And then we're going to go until we find out who have the most points. All right, so we're starting with 0 to 10. Now we see the hands of those who are 0 to 10 points. All right, it wasn't that bad. Oh, sorry. Is there anybody still calculating who may have liked English or history? All right, good. That seems like everybody plus Tammy has calculated. So we're going to, all right, so 11 to 20. Let's see the hands for those who have 11 to 20 points. Oh, okay. So it looks like we have found our Uniqueness of the Year award goes to unanimously, Brother Marlon. With how many points, Brother Marlon? Brother Marlon? No need to be shy. Come collect your award, but we need to know how much points you got. Brother Marlon, I see, was it an accident that you rose your hand? Brother James, they missed the point system. That's unfortunate. Hopefully, you give me answers later, Brother Smith. I'll see if Brother Howard, I'll see if I can give you the answers. So so Marlon didn't get all the points either. All right, moving on. Those between 21 and 30. Hold on, Engel. No maths you like, or if you need auditing on your calculations. Anyway, all right. So none between 21 and 30. All right, people catch points, man. Those between 31 and 40. All right, so we have Sister Endala, Sister Kemaria, and Brother Jason. So one of the three of you will be the person who gets the Uniqueness of the Year award. Kemaria, how many points? All right, so Kemaria 39. Brother Jason, how many points? 33. Brother David, how many points? 36 approximately. And Sister Elise, how many points? 37. So congratulations to Brother Jason, who wins our Uniqueness of the Year award. All right. Runners up, Brother David, then Sister Elise. All right, moving on. 41 to 50. Well, and you have people who have more than that? Okay, so my hand is raised. I got 41. Sister Sandra, how much you got? 41 as well. Boy, great minds, great minds. Think the same. And you can't have more than 51 to 60. 51 to 60? Paula? How much you got, Paula?
55.
55. All right. I'm going to hope that the other people just never did calculate properly. Let me see, 61 to 70.
I do.
Auntie Sally, how much you get, Auntie Sally?
63.
Woo! Woo! Let me see the hands of those who may have gotten higher than that. All right, so it looks like we have a champion. Auntie Sally, congratulations. Grennell shall lead them indeed. All right, we're gone well over time. I want to thank everybody for giving me this leniency in doing so. As I said, those who haven't finished the exercise, I'm going to ask you to do so that on Tuesday we can bring all these things to God in prayer. And password. Go ahead, Britannia, Sister Britannia.
Chapter is the champion.
Okay. I guess Sister Althea says she wants no part of that declaration. All right, good job, Bridge. So the password for Tuesday's class is David's favorite subject is none. David's favorite subject is none. So thank you for participating. I hope that we enjoyed the interaction. And I look forward to Tuesday's class where we can put our resolutions, or at least our resolution, to God in prayer. All right, so thank you very much. I'll hand over to the singing of the birthday songs, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Good evening. Thanks again, everyone. Afternoon, sir. Thanks again for our participating in our Bible discussion. Please remember we'll meet again on Tuesday at 6:30 as we continue our Bible discussions. We will sing happy birthday for Sister Chris and Sister Chung, who celebrates their birthday on Friday. So let us put our voices together as we wish them a happy, happy, happy birthday, Lord's willing, on Friday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris and Sister Gina. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, my ladies. Happy birthday. And may the Lord bless you. Happy birthday. Please remember also we have Navigating Life on January the 16th of January at 6:30 p.m. Please begin sharing and making that be aware. Also, this Sunday begins our Kickstart Gospel meeting. So that this Sunday, please remember, we'll go on the 10th through the 13th for our Kickstart the year, our gospel meeting with the speakers being Brother Michael Roberts, Brother Dave Osborne, and Brother Sheldon Shirley will close us off on the Wednesday night. Also, remember the Hope Bay congregation will be having a series on dealing with temptation that begins the 24th of January. Those are our announcements. Thanks again for participating in our Bible discussion. See you again on Tuesday, Lord's willing. God bless. Take care.